Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, today's show is titled, There's a Reason Why Everyone Fires Corey Lewandowski. And I guess somebody hasn't fired him. It's not everyone. It's a play on words. But I want to tell you my Corey Lewandowski story. First and foremost, I met him for the first time in the primary in 2016 down in Louisville at a big rally. And he was walking around, and he was standing right next to Trump when I corrected Trump on the date of the Kentucky primary, and Trump was very grateful that I did that for him. But anyway, I talked to Corey Lewandowski then. Then I met him when I went down to Mar-a-Lago in February. And we struck up a conversation. I took his card, told him I was going to run for governor of Kentucky. And I thought, hey, maybe this is the right guy to hire. Maybe even help me get the Trump endorsement. You know what I mean? So I called him up. We had a conversation. We entered into a contract. And I hired him as a senior consultant on my governor's campaign. Now, you can't make this up. This contract called for $17,000 a month. I paid him the first $17,000. And then I started talking to him and said, you know what, Corey, I think I hired you a little too soon. I said, can we renegotiate this a little bit? He just ignored me. Well, he then said, well, you don't have to pay this month. We'll pass it the next month. So I paid this guy a total of $34,000. Now, you know what I got for $34,000? Not much. For $34,000, he came in town one time, spent the night at my house, had a meeting at the barn, talked to my people, my core supporters, and, he presented himself very well, and everything was going good. Shortly thereafter, he immediately wants me to start spending money on things I don't want to spend money on. In addition to that, everything that he thought I should not do, that I should do in Kentucky was wrong, and not do, he was wrong. It was amazing. Let me give you an example. He didn't like that I was bashing McConnell. Do you know the number one thing that I get asked about? McConnell. Number one. Number two is legalization of marijuana. So folks, it was just awful. And I had this conversation with him where I tried to work things out with him, but it just didn't work. And then he breached his agreement. He was supposed to write a fundraising letter on McConnell. Never did it. Never did it. And then he lied about the Trump endorsement, the timing of it, claimed that he talked to Trump every day. Bunch of baloney. Bunch of baloney. I'm not kidding you. This guy, I now realize, you have to understand something. Trump fired him. Just remember that. Trump fired him in June of 2016. Trump, on the heels of Trump firing, you've had Kristi Noem fire him. You had the Nebraska governor candidate fire him. The guy's been fired by everybody. He's been dropped by the Speaker's Bureau. And then I started thinking about it. What big race has Corey Lewandowski ever won? None. He didn't win the Trump one. And by the way, he told me the story how he got the Trump candidacy in the first place. Nobody wanted to do it. He got it by default. By default. And he's got a real problem with women. The sexual harassment of women is really bad. He got in trouble sexually harassing more than one woman. And let me tell you something else, too. There's a reason why I'm doing this. I just wanted Corey Lewandowski to go away. Well, he contacted me. He wanted $38 more thousand. And I said no. I was a good guy. I said, you know what, Corey, just to end this thing peacefully, I'll give you $20,000. He said no. This guy is unbelievable. He thinks he's Mr. Tough Guy. Corey Lewandowski, the Polish tough guy from New Hampshire. That's what he thinks he is. And he's not. He ain't messing with me. So then, this is so funny, he then hires this guy out of South Carolina, this lawyer, who, I said, bring it on, buddy. And then, you can't make this up. Then he hires Chris Wiest. It's like, I told him, I said, well, that's a big mistake right there. So Chris Wiest sends me this letter, defames me in the letter. It's hysterical. So guess what I'm doing today? I am suing Chris Wiest again, personally. Guess what else I'm doing? I'm suing Corey Lewandowski today. So they think they're going to sue me for breach of contract. No, I'm suing Corey Lewandowski for breach of contract, and I'm suing Chris Wiest for defaming me. Chris Wiest, remember, court-martialed for hacking. That's right, Chris Wiest, court-martialed for hacking out of the Air Force, securities fraud, and got vaxxed and was playing footsie with the hospitals in the tri-state because his wife was involved with the vax mandates at University Hospital. And he did nothing to help the healthcare workers because of that. He's a phony and a fraud, and he thinks he owns the Constitution. I keep telling him, I said, Chris, every time you do anything that you think's hurting me, number one, it's not going to hurt me, and number two, I'm going to tell the world, court-martialed for hacking out of the Air Force, securities fraud, and a vax fraud. That's what Chris Wiest is. So anyway, Chris Wiest defamed me again, so I'm suing him again. And I'm suing Corey Lewandowski. There's a reason why everybody fires Corey Lewandowski. It's a joke. And see, what happens is they think, oh, we can maybe embarrass you if Corey Lewandowski sues you for breach of contract. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm going to sue you for breach of contract. When will they learn? When they learn? You want to come after me? Let's get it on. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.